So this is super confusing video. Sorry about this. I'm making it for myself. Alright, so what I'm trying to answer is, here is the question. If you have... So you have options, which are 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then inside filter options, you're returning completely separate array. And then you... Well, we can do it, honestly, we can do it a lot easier. Okay. I just got a light bulb, basically. Anyway, if we're returning completely separate array and we have an option that simply does not exist in the original array at all, will it be highlighted if you map it through is equal to value? And the answer is no. Why? Because this value does not appear in the dropdown. So even though there is potential for it being highlighted, since that value is not in the dropdown, there is nothing to highlight, so it's not going to be highlighted, even though it's mapped. Okay? So look. One sec. Okay, so here's the thing. Look, we have blah in here, and we have blah selected. Oh, so it's appearing. Okay, but that's because blah appears in the dropdown, because you're literally typing the blah. But if we remove blah... So for example, you see, when you do something like this, you cannot map this value to anything inside the original array. So you either have to put it into this array and honestly make this completely useless. Bottom line, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you map in here, since the dropdown is not this but this, you will not have the highlight, because there's nothing to highlight, you see. Nothing is being highlighted. So the only way to do it, basically you should never ever return a custom array from filter options, because what you're doing is you're overwriting the options. So in here, original options should always be returned. Now you see, if you are selecting blah, which is not in the original options, you can map it. So you're saying, okay, if blah is selected, highlight the first option, which is this one here. Now you're mapping correctly. So look, you see, you have typed blah, you select 1 is being selected. Well, let's map it to 2. Let's map it to 2. So, well, let's just actually do 3, just for the crack. Just for the fun of it. So now you'll see that 3 is being selected, because we are now correctly mapping. So any custom value that is being typed by the customer is going to be mapped to a particular option in the original array. This is useful. So for example, let's say somebody is, you have ID, but they also want to type, they want to search by name, right? So bottom line, okay, I'll make a separate video on this, but bottom line, what I'm trying to tell you is that in here you should never, ever, ever, ever return a custom array with drop-down values that do not exist in the options. Now there's a way to manually add them into the array if they don't exist, but overall, as a rule of thumb, never ever return filter options some custom bullshit, right? Because it's gonna mess up the whole component. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.